blob. I'm blob, man. The girl record. Upside down. Record stuff. And here's a tent.
I spread my word in public forums. I would do just about anything for them. Defend you from all enemies, domestic and foreign. Tyranny is not only reigning, but in fact you know it's pouring out. Injustice is ignoring. All the people are left torn. It's not so easy in this world to see the devils without horns. But let's face it, time is wasted. Tails are chased without reform. So don't vote them fuckers in. Show them all the door. Not just talking about Republicans, but all of them, of course.
Can you guys hear those frogs in the background? I hope you can. That would be sweet. That's what I have to listen to every night. What's up, guys? It's the Open Site. I just got back from a 5-day camping trip, car camping, and I just got home yesterday late evening, and today, yesterday we took most of the stuff out of the car, but you know, we were kind of, you know, beat, or not, maybe not beat, but we just weren't in the mood to really deal with everything, and we kind of just left everything either in the bags sitting in the house, or we left everything in the trunk of the car. We didn't really put too much of anything away. You know, we just weren't in the mood. But here I am today. I had to get everything out of the car. And I put everything away. Had to clean the tent. Last couple days it was rainy and muddy. So I just spent a couple hours cleaning the tent. And I live in an apartment building, so we're not allowed to have a hose, so I had to do it in the bathtub. And while I'm cleaning the tent, I'm thinking about it, and you know, there's a lot of backpacking videos out there, and there's a lot of day pack type videos. I did one a year or two ago. But you know, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do like a family car camping, state park type of camping video. So I thought, you know, that'd be kind of neat. You know, a lot of people want to get into camping and they don't really know anything about it, and they wouldn't know what to bring, or you know, whatever, you know, some things, you know, that you'd have a hard time camping. And I'm talking about the kind of family camping in a tent. A lot of people like to go out and they like to go in their cabins. I'm talking about a tent. Now, unfortunately for this video, I'm doing this nighttime. All I have is the, you know, CFLs that are in my house. You know, not very bright CFLs at that. So the lighting in this video is going to suck. I apologize for that. For anything for fine detail, maybe I'll use one of those. Which I'll show you coming up here in just a minute. So anyway, I'm going to get right in. I don't want this to be too long of a video. All my videos are basically long, and I think I'd probably get better views if they weren't. But long videos is just how I roll. So to start, and you're going to notice as I go through this, a lot of this stuff is things that I bring, actually, that you've seen in my day hike video. And I actually, looking back at that video, I have to do that over again, because a lot of the stuff I did in my day hike video, pack check, my system has changed, and a lot of that stuff I don't bring. There's a couple things that I bring now that I didn't bring before. Mostly, I pack a lot lighter now. You know, when I first got into hiking, I think we first started hiking 4 years ago. And I've always wanted to get in hiking, but I just didn't have the time. Didn't know where to start, really. I mean, didn't really know of any trails. I lived in the city, didn't live by any trails that I knew of. Turns out, actually, there was a lot of trails not too far, but I didn't know about any of them. So, when we first really started doing it a lot, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was 4 years ago. I looked to YouTube videos and other things, other sources, articles or whatever, Backpacker magazine online and all that type of thing, and see what I should bring. But now I don't really watch those videos. So as far as I know, there's not another car camping pack check. I think I'm going to call this trunk check, because this is like family car camping. What I would bring, what I did bring, actually. This is what I brought. This came right from my trunk to here, a lot of it. And some things are missing. You're not going to see the tarp that I use as a ground cloth. You're not going to see the food that we brought. You're not going to see, what else? There's a few things, because some of it was dirty. I had to put it away. Things like dishes they had to be cleaned right away when we got home. They couldn't wait. The tent is drying. The tarp ground cloth is still filthy. But I don't really watch pack type of videos anymore, backpack type videos anymore. So I don't know if this is something that a lot of people have done, or if this is going to be the first thing like this. I guess somebody's probably done a little bit of everything by now. So anyway, this is a Alps King Kong chair. It's heavy. It's definitely not something you take backpacking. But when you go car camping, you got that car, you can bring whatever you want, right? If it's not too far away, you can even make 2 trips. If you have a small car, you might have to. We almost had to. We barely fit everything, barely. And we brought a small cooler. So I'm going to go left to right here, and I'll get back to the Alps in a minute. This is just a simple igloo cooler. I have a nicer one that I let a friend borrow. I don't know if I'll ever get it back again. One of those type of deals. But it's big, and actually it would have never fit on this trip anyways. This is a small cooler. I'm not sure how many quarts it is, or how many gallons it is. It's not very big. And it doesn't hold ice very long. It kind of sucks. I think it held ice for us, I don't know, day and a half, 2 days. Weather was 60s, 70s, so not that great. My other one's a lot nicer, but like I said, let a friend borrow it and haven't seen it again. Back to this chair. This is Alps. This is the Alps King Kong chair, I believe is what they call it. What's so special about this chair is that it holds 800 pounds. Now, I don't weigh 800 pounds, but I'm a big guy. And having a chair that's really sturdy and doesn't feel like you're going to fall down is really nice. I mean, this thing is rock solid. Me and my wife sat in it together, which I would never think of holding 2 people in one of those, even 2 really small, skinny people. I'd be nervous in a regular one of those, $13 Walmart specials. And yeah, Coleman makes some nicer ones that are, and they have the Gander Mountain brand ones, and that hold 300 or 400 pounds, and they're pretty nice and they're comfy. But this one is about as deluxe as it gets, and I didn't buy it for that reason. I just bought it because I didn't want to get a piece of crap. And really, compared to those nicer Coleman and like those deluxe chairs that are like the Gander Mountain brand deluxe versions, it really isn't that much more expensive than those. I think this chair is, I don't know, $50 I think on Amazon, something like that. Okay, moving on. Backpacks. And here you'll see, sorry that the lighting's going to suck in this video. Might have to up the brightness artificially. Here's 2 Kelty Red Wings that you see in basically all of my videos. And normally, those are used to hold all of our gear. But car camping, they're just basically luggage. They hold the clothes. And behind that is another Kelty bag, Kelty frame pack. I forget the model of that, but it's a youth frame pack. And you're going to notice there's a theme of a lot of Kelty things here. That's probably not a coincidence. Kelty makes really good stuff, and they make it affordable, so that's awesome. Here you're gonna see a sweatshirt. That's just, I brought that sweatshirt that's like fleece on the inside, cotton on the outside. I really like that because it's kind of best of both worlds. It's, you know, if you know about fleece sitting at a fire, and actually this just happened to my son. He was wearing fleece pajamas sitting at the fire, and an ember landed on him. Instantly just burned a big hole in his pajamas, because and if an ember hits your fleece or your any kind of polyester or nylon clothing, it's like putting a flame to a plastic bag. If you've ever seen that happen, you know what I'm talking about. So with this being cotton on the outside, fleece on the inside, you get the best of both worlds. Really nice, really warm, it's really heavy. But the point that I was trying to make by showing that was everybody should have some kind of sweatshirt, something warm. Because even if you're going in the middle of the summer, here it's only June, even if you're going in the middle of the summer, you know, it could get cold at night or whatever. So just keep that in mind. I think these are obvious things. I'm telling you things you already know. Here goes, here goes a Therm-A-Rest. This is like the Backpacker Light, one of the Backpacker Light models, I believe. I've had this for, I don't know, 3-4 years at least. It's basically excellent. See if I can zoom out here somewhere. There we go. That's better. And you see I don't have a stuff sack for it. All I'm using is a strap. And with that, I don't feel like I need a stuff sack for it. That strap works just as good as any stuff sack. Here's one in a stuff sack. And honestly, it's kind of a pain to, this is the what is it, the 40th anniversary edition that came out a couple years ago. I just got it last year. It was on sale for a really good price because it was the previous year's model. And this thing is excellent. This thing is so comfy, and it's huge. This is the large size, and this one's a regular size. So you see, let's see if I can, you see it's not much bigger. You know, that one's just a little bit longer. Takes up a little bit more room in your pack, and that's actually some fluffiness there. It takes up a little bit more room in your pack, but man, this thing is comfy. And actually, if you look at these, see how much thicker this one looks? This one is actually a thicker pad. This one is like 1.5 inches thick. This one is only, I think it's only 3/4 of an inch thick. I don't even, it might not even be an inch. No, I think it is 1 inch. This one's 1 inch, and this one's like 1.5, or yeah, I think it's 1.5. And it's noticeable. This one is much more comfortable. I thought this one was comfortable until I had this one. And yeah, that thing is like, it's almost like sleeping in a bed. There was a lot of rocks under our tent. You know, big round rocks that were buried into the ground that, you know, stuck up a little bit in the dirt. I didn't even feel them. Everybody else was complaining about the rocks, and I didn't even know they were there. This one's mine. This one got handed me down to my wife. She gets all my hand-me-down stuff because she's just not into it as much as I am. So whenever I get something new, she always collects my old stuff. Sometimes she gets the good stuff, but not usually. Yeah, I make my wife sleep on that crappy pad. Actually, she likes that one better. Here's the Kelty Lightyear XP 20-degree bag. I didn't even use it on this trip, so that's good to go already. But this is just representative of your sleeping gear. And here's the size differences, just so you're aware. This is a 20-degree bag, but it's not stuffed down, it's not compressed at all. This is a 20-degree bag. It can be compressed a lot more than that. So you can see, you could really get a 20-degree bag down. This one is a full-length zip. I actually prefer a full-length zip. That one's mine. And it's a 3/4 zip. And I don't like that as much. I like the full-length zip. But at the time, I didn't have experience with the full-length zip, and I didn't realize I appreciated that a lot more. If I got another one, I would definitely go for the full-length zip. It's just really nice being able to open it up and use it as a blanket. There's a -20. We just used that one. We opened it up as a blanket and just used that one. And it was plenty. It got pretty cold at night, down into 50 degrees. Even though the days were like 70, and that's just the way it is up here in the Northeast. These are the Therm-A-Rest pillows. And they open up. This is just how they fold down into the pack. Let's see if I can open one here. And there's the other two. There, and they open up like that. And then, given a little bit of time, they open up like that. I'm not showing it on camera, I don't think. So they open up to, let's see. I gotta get this in there. There we go. They open up like that. This is the large one. That one's mine. But I have all three sizes. Here's the medium. And here's the small. And those are all three sizes that they come in. So you can see them compared to each other there. Those two will open up and become bigger too. I got the large. I thought I would like the large for myself. My wife actually likes the large and I actually like the medium, so we basically decided to switch. And look how little the medium would be in your pack. And yeah, you don't need a pillow, that's a luxury item, but if you're car camping, I would bring it. And actually even backpacking, I bring it. Okay, obviously you're gonna need some rain gear. Inevitably, if you go out camping for more than 2 days, it probably will rain. And it sucks being cooped up in a tent, so if it's warm outside, it's nice to be able to get outside and play around or whatever in your raincoat. Here goes some beach toys that we brought. There's a beach at the park that we go to. I think most state park type things probably have some kind of swimming hole. Here's an Aerobi super disc. Let me get a light out here. I feel like this lighting sucks. Okay, wait, that ain't gonna work. Let's try this again. Okay. Bam. How about that? Okay, so here's an Aerobi. So maybe I should show those pillows again. Just to go over it again with the better lighting. Okay, there's the packs. Should have done this in the first place, shouldn't I? Okay, the Therm-A-Rest, the pillows to show the different sizes. I felt like the camera really wasn't picking up the pillows. So this one's already starting to fluff up. And they don't get really firm, but they do get more firm. Here's the medium and the small. So the small would obviously be the best to pack. The small kind of sucks for me though. I'm a big person. If you're not a big person, it's probably alright. This is an Aerobi super disc. And I'm not like really athletic, and I suck at throwing things in general, but I can throw this really well. Just a really awesome frisbee. There you go, burping again like in every video. One thing that's important when you go family camping, bring lots of games and toys, and different things, different options. Like, you know, I got a baseball glove and mitt for, you know, a baseball glove and ball for if it's nice out. We brought those little things you throw on the ground, they pop. I forget what they're called, because I don't think I ever call them poppets, but whatever. You know, Uno, Hangman. Uno and Hangman are more so for at nighttime, maybe you're having drinks or something, with a lot of people around the table, or maybe it's raining. Here's a first aid kit. I think a lot of people in a car camping situation would skip this. But I'll tell you, we actually used it twice. One time my son, just on this past camping trip I'm talking about, we used it twice. At one point, my son managed to cut himself with my Swiss Army knife. And another point, which he wasn't supposed to be playing with, by the way. And at another point, well, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, my son stepped on something under the water, put a pretty nasty gouge into his foot. So with that we had band-aids, I have antibiotic cream in there, I have alcohol pad wipes to clean it out, disinfect. So we were good to go. Didn't have to go to any medical station, didn't have to go anywhere to get band-aids. Had it all right there, didn't have to leave. You know, and that's, for me, that's ideal. If we can go to the park and I have to leave, that's ideal. Here I have my Glock spade, which is awesome. I love this thing. You should buy one. And it's all wet. All this stuff, mind you, hasn't been cleaned yet. There's only a couple things that I cleaned before this video. The tent being one of them, which is not in this video. The tent stakes. Most of the stuff, the reason I was pulling it out, you know, knowing I gotta dry this stuff out and clean it. And I was like, well, I gotta get all this stuff out anyway. I might as well make a video. But here's my Glock spade. And, man, you can use, last year I remember I had to dig out some holes to put the stakes in the ground because the ground was so rocky. I had to use it for that. This year I was using it to manage the fire a little bit. I don't recommend you do too much of that. You don't want to get it too hot where you mess with the tempering, but I was making sure to get it in there quick. Here's a WD-40. You know, when you have tools like this or like that knife there, you're going to need some WD-40 to keep things from rusting. Some of that, as you see, this is wet. I got to get to doing that now. Here's a little odd assortment of things. This is some wire and different things. This is more from my backpacking. But when I'm going car camping, if I bring it backpacking, I might as well bring it car camping too, right? Some binos. These are just like some $40, $50 Bushnells. They're decent. They're alright. They're not the greatest things in the world. Here's my fire starter kit, which actually needs to be replenished now because I use that to start our fires. I typically have some fire starters in there that I can't show you because they're gone, but yeah, there's still flint and steel in there, a little tin foil. I keep a little bit of tissue paper in there. This is the light my fire still. I keep a little bit of tissue paper in there, kind of like a last resort. Just as something that I know will take a spark, and that's in a waterproof bag. Here's duct tape. Here goes some Motorola radios, which we had these all weekend, and we used them. The kids even played with them. We listened to NOAA weather radio. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Hitting the wrong button here. Try and demonstrate that for you real quick.
The Green Mountains, which includes Montpelier, Underhill, Enosburg Falls, and Stowe. Yep. Occasional showers.
And you know, we weren't charging our phones up with the car charger, so we were using the NOAA to tell the time and get the weather reports for the next day. Here goes some backup radios. These are just cheaper ones. These ones have rechargeable batteries, but they can also take AA's. And actually, I meant to show that. My kids were playing with these. We're using these all weekend. And look at the battery meter. Yep, still full. Same thing. And I wasn't just letting them play with them for hours and hours and hours, but they were definitely playing with them. In fact, this flashlight, I think this video is probably getting dimmer as I go on. Same thing with this flashlight. I charged it before we went. We walked home, or we walked from our tent site to, you know, it wasn't home. We walked from our tent site to my sister's tent site, and the walk took us, I don't know, over a half an hour. And we had the flashlight on high, walking back basically the whole time, and the battery held up. I'll show that flashlight in a minute. Here goes some Teva sandals. I recommend you bring some sandals, and Tevas are excellent. I'm not sure about the pronunciation on that. Here goes my Phoenix TK12, which is also awesome. This is a higher quality flashlight than the one that I'm using right now. But the one I'm using right now is brighter and is rechargeable, as to where this takes 123 batteries, which are super expensive. Here goes my Tika 2. This light really was the workhorse of the trip. This thing's battery life is outstanding on low mode. We use this for basically, I usually hang a glow stick in my tent as a night light, but I didn't get a chance to go to the store and pick up a couple packs of the higher quality glow sticks. So we ended up just using this. The battery, I haven't changed the batteries in this thing in months. I mean, months. I can't even tell you when the last time I changed the batteries in this thing was. And we left it on red overnight. I accidentally fell asleep, woke up with it in the morning, you know, a full night's 8-hour sleep or whatever, and the red light was still on, and it's still working now. But before that, we left it on low mode, which is this right here. I'm messing up my camera with it. We left this on for hours. I mean, you know, I'm talking, you know, a 5-day trip, and every night this was on, hanging in the middle of the tent for hours. Here goes. This looks like some kind of paraphernalia. This is just a glow stick. I guess you're supposed to keep these out of the light. I don't know. That's what it says on the package. But that came in a package of 2. I opened the package up. Didn't know what to do with the other one, so I just wrapped it in there. There's some athletic tape. Tape comes in super handy. I think I showed the Gorilla duct tape on the other one. Actually, I think this is regular duct tape. I have Gorilla tape on one and regular tape on the other. Here's my Swiss Army knife. This thing is basically like my go-to do-it-all knife. You know, I really I love that thing. We used it quite a bit too. Actually, I mentioned my son actually cut himself with this, and the way that he did that was we were using the tweezers on this to get some crap out of the gouge that he got in his toe. I left it on the table. I told him he could check it out. Don't open the knife. I don't know if he did it on accident or whatever, but he ended up opening the knife and cut himself. Not very bad, but you know, kids are. It was like wasn't very deep at all, but there was a little bit of blood. Kind of freaked out. Here's the MSR pocket rocket. You might be thinking to yourself, why the hell do you need that on a car camping trip? The reason being, and this was the plan, we bring a charcoal grill with us, which also you won't see here. I'm not going to bring the grill into my house. We have a small little charcoal grill. But, you know, if you want a hot breakfast, oatmeal gets cold here in the morning still. And actually, even in the summertime here where I live, the mornings and the overnights are pretty cold. If you want a warm breakfast, what are you gonna do? Start up your grill? I mean, yeah, you can actually cook pancakes or eggs or something like that. If you want to start up the grill, put a griddle on the grill, and they sell ones that are made just for that. And yeah, you can do that. But a lot easier way to do that is, I just took this with one of these fuel cans, and I brought extras. I don't think I'm showing the fuel cans. And I brought extras, and I heated up some water in this Stanley pot, which I've used this on 2 different outings now, and this thing is excellent. Actually, I have 3 different pots. I have a super cheap one that somebody gave me as a gift. I have I forget the brand, but the Soloist. It's like a $40 or $50 pot system, and then I have that, which is like $15 at Walmart, and that is by far my favorite of them all. On the inside of this thing, there's 2 bowls nesting in here. I also understand some kind of fuel cans fit in there. I don't think these ones do. Yeah, those ones don't. But I guess there's smaller ones that do. I've seen that. I haven't tried that myself, but I've seen somebody else do that on YouTube. But man, that thing is my favorite. And I just rinsed it out so it's all wet. I better leave that out before it gets all stinky. I brought some Mountain House food just kind of as a backup option. Same thing, I can cook that with the same system with the MSR, a fuel can. And if you're not familiar with this pocket rocket, this thing is also excellent. Pop that out. It's in there. It comes out. Let's see if I can take it out real quick. There it is. It just opens up. You screw it onto there. Set the pot on top. The pot sets on top of these. I got these stakes out just to show you. First of all, these are the kind of stakes that you get with like cheap tents. I have a North Face tent, but even the North Face tent came with a lighter version of this. I'm not sure if they're aluminum or if they're just thinner, but they're a little lighter. But they suck. The ones that the North Face tent came with anyways, they absolutely suck. You try to hammer them into the ground, they bend. These are much lighter than these, and actually they're even lighter than the, yeah, believe it or not, this big one here is lighter than this. This is steel, this is aluminum, and I'm not sure what the ones that came with the North Face tent are. These are the kind, like I said, they come with the cheaper tents like the Coleman tents, and the Ozark Trail tents that you'll see at Walmart. This one's lighter, it's much stronger, it doesn't bend, but even with that said, yeah, you can bend it. Check that out. You see that? And these cost like $1 or something if you buy them individually, or you can also buy them in packs. I bought them individually. What else? I used this knife to hammer those stakes in. This is, yep, that flashlight is definitely dying. This is the Marine Raider, Ontario Marine Raider. Still awesome, still excellent. That knife kicks ass. Here goes my Eagle's Nest hammock here, and this, I realize this is getting harder to see now with this flashlight really dying. Maybe I can zoom it and show a little better, but yeah, this is laying out here. This is all wet. I gotta dry this out. I wanted to test it in the rain while I was there, and I did. A fishing reel, if you have your fishing license, yeah, you might want to do some fishing while you're out there. That's just like a $50 Mitchell spinning reel. At the place that we go to, you have to do your dishes at your campsite. So we brought up 2 pitchers, one for Kool-Aid and one for doing dishes, holding water for dishes. I always bring baby powder anytime that there's a potential for me to go hiking. Yeah, baby powder is your friend. I think I already mentioned the Mountain House food. I bring that just as a backup option for something different for breakfast. Maybe it's quicker, it's easier, whatever. Maybe it's raining in the tent and I don't want to get out and cook hot dogs on the grill, so we just have something like that inside the tent. Little thing of matches. And the reason why I wanted to show that is because I also brought this lighter here. I got these lighters in a 2-pack. They weren't super cheap. They were like $5 for 2 of these things, which, yeah, they're big and everything, but this thing totally took a crap on me. It got wet. Now it won't work. It got wet and it got maybe some sand in it or something, but not. We didn't abuse it at all. Totally took a crap. See? Yeah. So bring matches. I ended up using the lighter that was in that fire starting kit. That's why it's not in there anymore. Which reminds me, always put your things back. After you take them out of your little kits like that, like your medical kit. If you take band-aids out, now I gotta replace band-aids. Now as you take your lighters out, you gotta replace the, you know what I'm saying. There's my rope that I use for my hammock. Oh, also 550 cord. I use, you know, you use this for anything when you're car camping, from, you know, drying your laundry to, I used it as an extension to hang my hammock. I couldn't find no trees that were in the amount of distances apart that I needed them to be, and I'm getting a little distracted here at the end. Yeah, I couldn't find any trees that were at the distances that I needed them to be, and so I used the 550 cord to extend it a little bit. I don't like doing that because 550 cord really stretches out quite a bit, and so you have to hang your hammock even higher, and yeah, because it's going to hang lower. It's going to stretch lower, you know. Also, of course, bug spray, sunscreen. I think those things are obvious. There's a little lantern. You can use something like that. I didn't get to test that. That's not something I really would have bought, but it was given to me as a gift, and yeah, I thought, why not? I'll try it. I didn't get a chance to try it though. It takes 4 batteries, and I didn't get a chance to stop at the store, like I said, which is why I didn't get the glow sticks. You know, so I didn't have the spare batteries. Oh yeah, and this is always my go-to knife. We actually use this to slice our onions and tomatoes when we were there. This is the Buck Bantam. I love this thing. If you know me, and I've been carrying this knife for, I don't know, a year, more than a year. I don't remember when I first got it. But if you know me and you know I've been carrying a knife that long, I must really like it, because I switch my pocket knives up quickly. Same goes for that. Same goes for what I was going to try to say earlier, is out of like a multi-tool or something, this is my preference right now. Yeah, you don't get the pliers. And for fishing, I didn't bring the fishing reel with me this last time. I don't have my fishing license yet this year. But if I had, a multi-tool would have been better. But since I don't, Swiss Army knife. Oh yeah, another thing, definitely didn't want to leave this out. I know the gear guys like this. I always bring a firearm with me when I go camping. I think that's a Glock 23. I think you know, Glock is a perfect choice. Maybe 10mm would be better, but I think for recoil management and everything, you know, I like the 23, and you get more rounds. I think maybe don't get more rounds, but still, maybe 40 is not ideal, but I think it's better than nothing. You know, it's a lot better than nothing. You guys probably hear me breathing a lot on here. I'm trying to talk fast, which is, I don't know, having some kind of weird effect on my breathing, so I apologize for that. And plus also I'm over here dying. We had the house all closed up when I went camping, and you know, so we got back and it was, you know, it was kind of cold outside actually the day we came home, and I forgot to open the windows up, and today it was hot outside, so now tonight it's like friggin' 90 degrees in here. I'm dying, so I'm over here behind this camera, you know, sweating my ass off, trying to talk fast. Alright, well, I think that's everything. I was able to keep this video not as short as I wanted, but kind of short. Thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy your camping out there. One last thing I wanted to show, which I didn't get the chance to show, is I also brought this light. This was the light that I was using to film. I got this as a gift. This is actually a very cheap light. It's only like, from what I gather, it's less than $15 online. But man, this thing is bright and it's rechargeable. And I guess it's supposed to be 1,000 lumens. I don't know if it's 1,000 lumens, but it's bright. It's I have a 200, that Phoenix I showed earlier, it's 230 lumens. And I gotta say, this thing is gotta be twice as bright as that. I mean, it's bright. I mean, you're throwing up the bat signal with this thing. And it's focusable. I'm gonna do a separate review, I think, in this video. Sounds like I got some sand in there or something. From where I went camping is real sandy, so. But yeah, now it's basically dead. So, yeah. But that was after all the hiking I did. Or, you know, not really hiking, but walking to my sister's campsite and then back with the flashlight in the dark, and super impressed with the value of that light. I mean, I wouldn't use it as a serious weapon light, but you know, for what we used it for camping, I don't mind my son carrying it, dropping it. If he breaks it, it's like 15 bucks. I mean, it's not the end of the world, and for that price, like, wow, you get a lot of light. I mean, very impressive. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.